Hi there, my name is Project Ian. You're still wrong. Alright. So what are we gonna talk about here? All of you seen what happened recently with the current events. We're talking about the president. Shut the hell up. I want you to not pause on my stupid video right now. And I want you to listen. I want you to open your ears and open your eyes. And I want you to listen really closely. How many more atrocities and how many more stupid retarded people do I have to deal with who clearly still don't do the research online, who I feel like I'm just gonna straight up call autistic and call you a fucking retard every fucking time that I have to see another person support a dictator who clearly doesn't care about you. Let me take this to take 13. This is take 13. My name is the Project Ian. I'm right here. I'm here to talk to you. We're gonna make motions. And I'm gonna give you the intro. Welcome to our fellows in the newest video. That's what I'm gonna do here. It is right now 2025. I've gotten my speech ready, and I feel like some of the speech could be very opinion based, it could be biased, it could be crazy, or it could be informational. Different to people, it's a matter of fact, it's like perspective. And sadly, it's only his perspective, because what we're gonna discuss is dictatorship, oligarchy. I don't have to say anything more. I'm just right here to tell you in your face that something's gone wrong. And I'm here to tell you that something's gone wrong. I don't want to be pointing fingers. I already looked at enough things in the internet to see what's going on. I think a lot of people, when it comes to doing their research, they don't do their research before they support whatever just happened over there. We're gonna call that the president of the United States, the current one right now, called Donald Trump. Yeah, that guy, he's right there. You know, I could care less about that guy, but what I could care more about is the effect that it'll do. The effect that he'll do, surely, will be big. Same for all the other businesses and corporations that will be stepping in to make sure that that lasts. You know, we don't have to go through another 40 to 50 years of battling our lives to try to fix everything, because discrimination, racism, violence, chaos, riot, adversity, war. What more do you need? Abortion, taxing, the rich, oligarchy. What else do you need to be able for me to prove to you that someone over there is not exactly doing something that might help us? Let me tell you, I want you people, especially you people who voted for Donald Trump or still continue to support Donald Trump. Some of you might have stopped supporting him right after things that he did with Putin, when he just went over there to say, "Hello, Putin, can I join your team?" And he said, "Sure." You know, the man known for killing people who were brave enough to say a word. You know, the people who tried to spread the message that freedom of speech is supposed to be a thing. Freedom of expression. Not selling your soul to some place where they would care less about you. And they could just, sell your stuff away. They can just put it all away and it's gone forever. And you would never have it. Your cars, your ownership, the ownership of everything that you're paying, everything that those apartment rises, their prices are rising, their house prices are rising, that shrill. Your generation X or millennials never had it that way. For us, Generation Z, we had it worse. Right now we're having it worse. We are one of the poorest generations ever. We're still going to be living with our parents until we're 25, 27, 30. And some of us, the most oldest Generation Z members are in the 27 and 25 for the more average. I am right now 19 and turning 20. And I still see people who are around as 2 times older than me. Maybe they're 2 times younger than me. Maybe they're 17, 13, 14. Some people love to go over to the comments and leave their opinions. And sometimes they say things without thinking or doing their research. And I see people going, hey, let's go, woohoo, Donald Trump for president. He's the best man. He's about to make my life easier. He's about to make my family feel like they worked hard today to make myself successful. If I vote for President Donald Trump, he would help me, said somebody. I saw that said by like millions of people. I don't know what else I have to tell you. I've seen that right over there. Same for Elon Musk, you know, the guy who supports extremists over there in different countries. Yeah, he does that. And he paid them quite a lot of money to be able to keep doing their extreme activities. And I wish I could say what that is, but on YouTube, if I said any of that, I would probably be marked for warning for supporting violent criminal organizations, which I am not doing, as a matter of fact. And that would probably happen if there was no freedom of speech, which is what Donald Trump and Putin are striving for, after partnering together to turn against our European allies in the world right now. Our European allies, they're being completely flipped by Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump is wanting to aid Ukraine. Wanting to aid Ukraine? No, he's not in the aid Ukraine. Look, he's kind of doing the opposite. You see, Putin and Donald Trump now want to attack Ukraine. And China's been going same from Mexico over to the United States doing their thing to make prices go up and get higher. And I thought people who had addictions were high. This man's even higher. He doesn't even have a strict disease. He is as old as many old people now, and he's considered old. He never wants to accept defeat is this thing. Donald Trump, that's who I'm talking about. The people who have abortion, if you get molested and touched, well, too bad, so sad. If you're in a state where they don't have that, you're gonna have the child. You're just gonna have the child. What else is gonna happen? You can't do that anymore? Well, it's too sad, so sad, too bad. You're gonna have their child. If you want to say something and you want a blondie pass, just go over to your local oligarchist, and I'm gonna say that as a joke. Go over to your local oligarchist, go tell them that you want a lolly pass. Just all you have to do is a hefty fine of $540,000 that you must pay by the end of the month or year, and sell out your family. Just make sure you sell your house. You're going to be put into a concentration camp. I want you to go over to the oligarchist's house, let them touch you, molest you, and have their child. And once you do that, post videos on the internet holding the flag and saying that you love them, because you truly think that they're going to pass that law, even though they're not working at all to pass that law, which is what we're going to end up in when there's an oligarchy and a world more that's based on the rulership under a dictator, which we could also call Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And there's Bernie Sanders out there, sad poor man, never got elected as president, and well, he's one of the most sanest left in the crowd that I'm able to listen to with a straight face, who says something very solid and says something so incredibly logical where it feels like, wow, it's so easy to do that, but nobody wants to do that over there in Congress or the presidential areas in the cabinet. All those people there that are the ones able to do this. Well, they can't do that because they don't want to, and they think it's so hard to help people out because they really do think it's hard to help people out. That's just what they think. And look what's happening now. We're paying the miserable price of all of these competitions, like children, abortion, taxation, inflation, discrimination, racism. We have literal colonialism now being joked about when they said, let me just take back the Panama Canal. Hey, Greenland, can I take over you? Said Donald Trump once. And he said that around more times than I've ever hit. Let's say, when my channel explodes and it has those spikes, he said that more times than times when my channel actually exploded for once. And you know how rare that is? 3 times. He said that more times than my channel exploding. That's crazy. And I want you, all those who don't do the research and just listen to everything he says, you want to probably do research before you think you generally think that this man is about to help you move very far on in the future. Because everything that I just said that you think could be a joke or could have never happened has already happened. And a lot of people already lost their lives during Amazon protests. Protests that could be probably violently taken down if the world, right here in this part of the world, the United States of America, ends up becoming more of a Putin world, where everything you say will never come out of your mouth and it'll stay inside your head. They'll get tanks, polices, they'll go over to your face and bonk you for saying anything against them, which is the world that you're voting for. Burn the flag. Burn the flag. I didn't say which flag. And I do never, ever, when I tell you to, never act with violence. All of those, the only ones who have acted with violence at the current moment are those who do not want people to live an easier life. Those are the ones who are in power right now. And many corporations that have made it miserable for artists like me, musicians in the music industry. We had an executive recently be recorded, had an interview of him, trying to explain what creativity is all about. And all he said in simple was that if you aren't famous, then you're not gonna get up there. So if you never had 1 million subscribers or 100,000, then you probably wouldn't have ever had a great time in Spotify. So if you aren't famous, then you're not getting any money. All you're gonna get is, say, 200 streams later, 300 streams later, you'll finally get $1 for all your hard work. All they have to do is suddenly turn all your statistics into under 1,000. If it has over 1,000, then you'll finally be able to see how many streams your song has. All it takes is a hefty price of $49 for each, and maybe as long as you keep your $89.99 subscription service, then your songs will not be deleted if you don't delete your DistroKid account. Same thing for DistroKid when they try to slam down on a few unions recently. Same thing from Amazon, which they've done for like many years, and they've done it for quite a long time. Stop trying to find every single excuse to think that everything's going fine, thinking that entrepreneurship and business is going to even do a thing, when all the entrepreneurs, the ones that are for real, that are the real entrepreneurs of this world, the real ones are us, my people. We are the ones who are going to take the pivot. We're going to raise our hand, and we're going to go tell them, you're not right. This could be done better. Nobody has the balls to do that anymore. Going back to rational discussion. Rational discussion isn't really that stable anymore. I've tried my best to get out there, and the amount of costs, paywalls, connections, and things that you have to sacrifice just to be able to get up there are so ridiculous that if you think that passing school was hard, I want you to try to actually genuinely get a voice in this world. Go find all the connections, make all the money, make all the trash content that you need to be able to do that. I want you to, as best as you can, do as many as almost close to illegal stuff, and then you'll start to notice how many things that these people had to do to get up there. And certain YouTubers that only just got very famous recently, certain ones, not everyone, a minority got up there by doing a lot of scummy practice just to be able to get another dollar in their bank account, rather than finding value in making original and very ethical content, which isn't being done by Mr. Beast recently and a lot of different other content creators. They could care less about you, and they want to, put digital coins in their wallet. They want to do that and sell it, make more money, make sure that you're still living on the streets. And they're going to be doing that. They're going to pass laws, and they want to distract you with as many inconveniences possible, which she is doing right now. It was Donald Trump and a lot of different politicians that I'm just going to say, call them bad people who just do not want to have any business with you, And as much as they want to tell you, they don't want to hear about it, which is what I'm getting a lot these days from people who simply don't want to listen to me at all. When you know you clearly have a better solution and an alternative, they'll think it's impossible to do in their world because they've been living in their life with people saying yes to them all the time. That's never going to help you evolve. You're not going to live honestly. You're not going to do things right. You're going to have life experience. Everybody who talks the truth, you think they're attacking you, and you think that they're wrong, and then you say, I don't want to hear about it, and you want to isolate and crush their expression. You want to remove their rights. You just want to make sure you have no voice anymore. That's what most politicians are doing. And I'm just going to say most lawyers are doing too, because I know who you all are, the ones who still haven't made any, you haven't updated the legal system to adjust to digital and a lot of like technology these days. A lot of new stuff's being made for VTubers, for example, and a lot of that stuff, it doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist in law. It hasn't been in records until they did it, like Hololive and Clever Corp. They have technology that most would say doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. The things are so vastly different that if you were to tell it to a liar in this world right now, they will have no idea what they're talking about. Some of them clearly don't know anything to do, don't have any knowledge about technology, don't know what else about technology until you show them like a massive document filled with like text all over it, showing you paragraphs and paragraphs of like passages explaining everything that happened on the social media app. And then you'll have to do that for every other social media that is like possibly, recognized by public of like 100 million, 10 million people. At least something like that. And then they'll finally be able to take notice. You shouldn't be paying dollars, meeting famous people, throwing your friendly originality away, literally killing your dignity and throwing away your pride just to do that. You shouldn't be going over to people, hating them, slamming them or kicking them, or throwing stuff at them in the street, yelling at them, or blocking them for the most stupidest, most retarded shit I've ever seen. And I'm gonna tell you, I've seen enough people be a baby, cry over, and argue and run away or walk away from me whenever I told them and went like this, that I'm right and you're still doing things wrong. I'm gonna go at you. I'm gonna confront you because I know who the fuck you are. I know who the fuck you are. All of you idiots who never listen to me. I've been right this entire time. Look at the world isn't getting bad. It isn't turning badder for those who are children. Because of my people. If you think my people aren't doing enough, we've actually planned for many years what to do, and we're finally cracking down on them all at once. But why isn't it shown, you're saying? Because we are doing that. Right when we started to do that, they set their foot right away to work on things to make things worse for people, while we cracked down on one of them one by one. Once we started to do that, they started to sense danger, and their names went all over the internet all over again. And now you're starting to be aware by seeing how our things are going more worse, and it's all shitifying, and you're seeing it happening live time in 2025, and I predicted 2025 would have been a really interesting year. I told you it would be the next dark era. It is the dark era. It is the era where things are mixing together. We started acting, and you say we aren't acting enough. We are actually. And in 2025, we're now finally cracking down. You don't know what areas we're talking about because you need to do your research. In order to understand me, you have to be able to do the research first, and then you'll be able to understand the basic surface level understanding of what's going on in this world. Things are going around in the background, and it's happening as we're speaking. And right now, me recording this video is evidence that what I'm talking about is still stored in my head right here, and I'm making sure my own voice gets through this camera, and you're hearing me right now to tell you that I know that things are happening behind in the background. Great stuff, bad stuff, terrible stuff. People are losing their lives right now, trying to make sure that this world doesn't go to strat. It doesn't get more worse than it gets. There's some stuff are actually on purpose so bad that they just get right away immediately rejected by court and Congress. They just did that. They just tried to sign something really, really stupid to distract you, so that you were focused on that and go all over social media and cry all about it. Same for you, Schlatt. Same for you, Aeon. Same for you, Connor. Same for you, Zephyr. World the Rapper. Iron Mouse. Gargura. Pipe. Chunchi. I tell you, I've seen a lot of lunatics finally show their real true colors recently. So, and all the names I listed are people who are currently just trying to discover what's best for their audience and what's best for them. They're some of the greatest people, and some of them are showing their true colors in a certain way. Some of them are great. I want you to try to figure out which one of them did I name who do you think is like the most like completely lost right now, who is just like saying stuff out of nowhere through the streams that I've watched, clips that I've seen. And these names, these are not the only ones that I know. I wish I had unprivated all the subscriptions, but you would know what I'm talking about until I unsubscribe. Like if I publicized all of the actual subscriptions that I have towards other channels that I subscribe to, you would start to see how many I've already looked into. But I can't show that. I'm gonna show it later. I want you to all first focus, do your research, because I see some of you still thinking that everything's going fine because they're getting a lot of money. That's actually a good thing, and you think that they're doing good things to get that money. Some of them aren't even getting that money organically, and some of that is actually illegal money that they're getting. And you think these methods are actually effective. I want you to look into your face right now. I want you to look at yourself, think about it, and clean your air out very well. I want you to shut the front up. I said I want you to shut the front up. Listen to yourself right now. Do you think these people really, truly care about you? And I'm talking, what people am I talking about? Those who want to make your life worse are the people I'm talking about. It is not about red or blue. It is not about taking sides. It is not about my culture is better. It is not about my culture is less violent. It is not about people that I know is less violent. It is not because I think that we must be diverse. Have some general sense. That's all that you need in this world to make the world a better place. Pain is the same. It is so easy to say something. So all it takes, share the word. And once you do that, people will think that you're delusional. They'll think you're crazy because they never saw a world without capitalism.